Hello, everybody. This is TR Terror. I'm Trent. This is Rafe.
Hello.
And we also have Rafe's cousin and also our Editor Chives. Say hello, Editor Chives.
Hello, everybody. I am Editor Choice.
Beautiful. And today we will be doing the 24-team NHL playoff bracket predictions. We will be discussing our predictions and what we think about each other's and the correct, the wrong, everything about it. And
Everything's wrong.
everything is wrong, yes. And also a little side note, we would like you to know that we know way more about football than we do hockey. And
Yep.
most of the stuff we say could just be gibberish, but we're gonna do it anyway. We're gonna pull through it,
Yep.
and we're gonna have some
Yep.
fun.
Yes, we're gonna have fun. That's all that matters on this channel. Also, Editor Chives won't be talking that much unless we ask him to.
Yes.
He's sitting here with me. We have a dual headphone thing, and we both have headphones on.
Yes.
So yeah, you might not hear that much of good old Editor Chives. Ain't that right, Editor Chives? Yes, that is correct. I am Editor Chives. Alright, so how this bracket works, the first round, it's all best of 5, and every round forward, it's all best of 7. If you don't know what that means, best of 5 means you have to win it in 3 games, first to 3 wins, best of 7 means first to 4 wins. Alright, let's get started.
All right,
You
cool.
go first.
I will go first, and first game will be the Flames versus the Jets. Flames being the 8 seed, Jets being the 9 seed. I have this game going into 5 games, or the series going into 5 games, I should say. And I have the Jets winning. The reason I have the Jets winning, they're probably the underdog in this situation, but I think they'll pull out the upset against the Flames. Flames got Giordano and, so they got people. Once again, we don't know that much about the rosters and everything.
We like to watch it. We just don't know much about the players like we do with football and
Yes,
stuff.
we don't analyze it as much as we should. Yeah.
Yeah, we need to get our research straight next hockey season.
Yeah. Also, the Jets, I think they had a pretty solid season this year, and I think they could pull over the upset over the Flames.
All right. I also have this series going into 5, but I have the Flames coming out of it. Now, the reason I have the Flames is because I think the Jets I could honestly see the Jets winning the first 2 games and then giving the lead up to the Flames and the Flames going on a streak and winning three straight.
Getting on fire. Little joke there. Sorry. I apologize. Dang, you're losing your words.
No, every time I try to speak, you say something else.
Okay, I said one little joke. Calm down.
I just think that the Flames have an overall better team. Next game, I'll go first this time. We'll go every other time. Oilers and the Blackhawks. I have this game going into 3, and I have the Oilers winning, which is expected. The 5 seed Oilers, 12 seed Blackhawks. The Blackhawks, if the playoffs started normally, the Blackhawks wouldn't even be in the playoffs. So I think this is correct association. The Blackhawks are under 500. They're 32, 38, and 8. And if you don't know what that 8 means, that means losses in overtime. So they are technically 32 and 46, very well under 500, while the Oilers are 37, 34, and 9. Also under 500, but better.
Better. Yes.
I think the Oilers have a good team, and I could honestly see them going far in the playoffs with people like Tyler Ennis and Connor McDavid, people like that. With the Chicago Blackhawks, I clicked on the wrong tab there. Excuse me. The Chicago Blackhawks have a few good people. Patrick Kane, people like that. But I just don't see the Blackhawks winning this one. So Oilers in 3. Go ahead, Trent.
Okay, so I also have the Oilers winning, but I actually have it going into 5 games because I feel like the Blackhawks will put up a little bit of a fight, although they won't be able to get the job done. Oilers with Connor McDavid, I feel they will. They'll start at first be a little shaky, but start to get on a roll. I feel the Blackhawks just won't have enough to get it done. 5 games, Oilers taking it. I think that just sounds correct.
Okay.
Cool. Your turn, or
You're up.
actually,
No,
I'll
you're
go
up.
next. Yeah, that's correct. So the next game is the Predators versus the Coyotes. I have the Predators taking it in 3 games. I just feel the Coyotes aren't that great of a team. The Predators, coming in at the 6th seed, I think could make a run and take this one away from the Coyotes. I don't have much to say because I don't really know much to say, but I think that it's just a solid pick.
All right. So next, I also have the Preds and the Coyotes, and I agree with you. I have the Preds winning in 3. And also, this isn't like the last one where we knew each other's bracket going in.
Yeah.
We have no idea what our bracket is.
We figured that'd be a little bit better.
Yeah. Yeah. I know a lot about the Preds because one of my brothers and Chives is a Predators fan. Chives, how much do you like the Predators? I really like the Predators. They're one of my favorite teams. All right, Chives. People like Nick Bonino could get the job done. They did have PK Subban. Unfortunately, they traded him away. They have one of the best goalies in the league with Pekka Rinne. I still can't pronounce his first name very good. Pekka Rinne. I just think they have an overall solid team. And for the Arizona Coyotes, I think they have a good team. If we had a full season, I think they could sneak in maybe like the last spot in the playoffs. But they have good people like Phil Kessel. Unfortunately, was traded from the Penguins. People like Phil Kessel. Yeah.
And other people.
And other people. For their team. I think they may take it into 4 or 5, but I think ultimately the Preds will win this series.
All right.
Next, we have the 7 Canucks versus the 10 Wild. And I have the Canucks taking this in 4. So I see the Wild winning one of the games. One of these games over the Canucks, just because I think they'll still give them a hard time. Even the games that the Canucks win, I think it'll only be like by 1 or 2 points at most. I think the Canucks have an overall better team, going 36, 33, and 6, and the Wild going 35, 34, and 7. So your turn.
All right. In 4 games, I have the Wild winning this game. Series. I believe they will win because I feel that they're a better team. The Canucks, obviously the higher seed, but I feel the Wild will take this one in 4. Nothing at all to say about this one, but the Wild are gonna win.
Yeah. All right. You go.
All right. So going on to the other side of the bracket, we have the 8 seed Toronto Maple Leafs and the 9 seed Columbus Blue Jackets. I have the Blue Jackets winning this one in 5 games. I have them winning because I don't think the Maple Leafs will be able to put up large amounts of scorage. Yeah, that made sense. I feel the Blue Jackets will take this one in 5. Why? Because why not? I think it'll be a fun series. All right, your turn.
Okay. I have the 8 Maple Leafs and the Blue Jackets. I don't know why I said the division, the seed, but I have the Maple Leafs winning in 4 games. How many games did the Maple Leafs win? Or how many games did it get taken to?
5 for me. I had the Blue Jackets winning.
5. Columbus Blue Jackets. Toronto always putting up a fight like they usually do. They put up a good fight every year to be on track for the playoffs. When they make it there, they sometimes make a run, but they haven't been able to get there for a bit. The Maple Leafs at 36, 34, and 9, and the Columbus Blue Jackets at 33, 37, and 15. So that's 37 with 15 losses on top of that. That's 52. 33 and 52 losses. Maple Leafs still 36 and 43, but 52, I just think that they can't pull it out against the Maple Leafs. Mm-hmm. And now I go first again next. The 5 seed Penguins and the 12 seed Canadiens. This one, not bias. I mean a little bit of bias, but still. I do think that the Penguins overall have a better team against the Canadiens. The Canadiens are 31-40-9, just barely making it into that 12th seed. Penguins going the 5th seed, and they actually have an above 500 record with going 40-29-6. So yes, finally, someone who has an above record. They have good centers with Evgeny Malkin, Sidney Crosby, 2 of the best to play the game. Jake Gensel, top scorer until he got injured, but he'll be back. Nick Bjugstad, I think, on their 4th line. Left wings with Connor Sheary, Jason Zucker, who they just got. Right wings with Patrick Hornquist, Evan Rodriguez, and Brian Rust, who were all very good players. They just traded for a guy named Patrick Marleau, one of the top scorers, I think in the top 10 scorers of all time. He's 40, but he's still one of the top 10 scorers of all time. Defensive-wise, they got Brian Dumoulin and Schultz, Chris Letang. And goalies, they have 2 of the best goalies in the league, being Matt Murray and Tristan Jarry. Tristan Jarry, at the end, went on a very hot streak, only losing 1 out of his last 8 or 9 games. So I think Jarry could get the win done. And Matt Murray won 2 Stanley Cups in his first 2 years. So enough said.
All right.
Go ahead.
Cool. I won't have much to talk about, as Rafe just announced the whole Penguins history. I also have the Penguins winning this one, though. In 4 games, I feel the Canadiens will win 1 game in the series. But I think the Penguins just have an overall better team. Canadiens do have a good goalie in, what's his name? I know it, I promise. Just give me 1 second. The goalie's name is something that a human would be named. Carey Price is what I was looking for. Good goalie in him.
How mad would you be if
What?
How mad would you be if you just named their backup goalie?
Oh my gosh,
That'd just be embarrassing.
I'd just be torn apart. But yeah, either way, I still have the Penguins winning this one in 4 games.
All right,
Alright.
you start this time.
For the next one, 6 seed Hurricanes versus the 11 seed Rangers. I have the Hurricanes taking this one in 3. I feel the Rangers won't be able to do much of anything in this series, and the Hurricanes will basically dominate over the Rangers.
Whoa.
Yeah, I just.
No, my computer glitched for a second there.
All right.
So, for this game, I also have the Hurricanes in 3. We just seem to agree on the 6 and 11 games.
Yes.
I have the Hurricanes winning in 3. The Rangers going 37, 33, and 5. If you combined the 33 and 5, they'd be 37 and 38. So close to over 500, but not. Carolina Hurricanes, if you they are 38, 30, and 5. You combine the 30 and 5, they'd be 38 and 35. That's a lot of 5s right there.
It is.
But they are also over 500. I think they have an overall better team with Jordan Snall as a center, and their goalie Forsberg. He's good. The Rangers, I just don't think they can get it done with their team. Enough said.
Enough said.
It's my turn. Excuse me.
I didn't do the Rangers and Panthers. Oh, I did do the Rangers. I'm messing up. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
All right. Next, we have the 7 seed Islanders and the 10 seed Panthers, and I have an upset. Upset warning. I have the Panthers taking it in 5.
Okay.
Now, if my computer would load. I have the Panthers taking it in 5. I think the Panthers going 35, 34, and 8. If you combine that, they'd be 35 and 42. Islanders going 35, 33, and 10. Combine that, they'd go 35 and 43. 1 loss. 1 loss less.
Yes.
1 loss less than the Islanders that the Panthers have. That made no sense, but I got. All right.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. So I actually have the Islanders winning this one in 4 games. I think the Islanders, solid squad, beat our Penguins last season in the playoffs. Don't want to get into that too much. Panthers just won't be able to do too much in this one. I think the Islanders will take this one and run with it. Okay. Alright, I gotta say this. I was looking over and Rafe was just, I don't know. He was just he was having a good time.
Whoa.
Good time making some faces.
Okay. Chives made a face at me. And my pet Snebbin,
Your pet Snebbin what?
he was also scratching my leg. If you're wondering who Snebbin is, he's a Trent and I shared pet.
Yeah.
He's invisible, and he's a cat dog.
Yes.
Named Snebbin. He has a brother Anakin, who's a dog, and a father Joe, who is a cat. Don't ask questions.
Just don't.
So if we make weird noises, our thing to say is it was Snebbin.
Because it was. It wasn't us.
It was Snebbin. It was not us. Either that or it was Chives.
Yes, Chives does freak out from time to time.
I do freak out. It seems to be a medical condition.
Chives, did we tell you to talk?
I'm sorry.
It is okay.
We're just
Anyway,
kidding with you,
let's get
Chase.
back on track. We are moving on to the second round, and I will start us off. In the second round, for me, it will be the 1 seed Blues versus the 9 seed Jets. I have the Blues taking this one in 6 games. I think the Jets will put up a fight against the Blues. But then again, it's the Blues. They're the number 1 seed. It's going to be very tough for the Jets to beat them. And I just don't think they'll get it done. And I think the Blues will take this one.
All right.
All right.
I have the 1 seed Blue versus the Flames. This though, I have the 1 seed Blues winning against the Flames in 6. Also, I do think the Flames will put up a fight. Maybe leading the series like 2-1, and then letting the Blues just take a 3-1 streak, and just like going all out on the Flames. But I think the Flames have a much better team. Based on their record, 42, 29, and 10. You combine the 29 and 10, they're 42 and 39. That is above 500, which is rare for the West. So,
Okay.
yeah, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Oh yeah, I guess I'm up next. Next we have the Oilers and the 4 seed Stars. The Stars just barely making a bye, but I think it may cost them because with the less amount of practice, I think the Oilers will win, but I think they'll take them to 7. 5 seed Oilers, 37. I already said their record. The Stars are 37, 32, and 8. Put those together, they're 37 and 40. Remember, that's the thing I said, rare being over 500. Even the teams who are getting byes are not over 500.
Mm-hmm.
But I do have the Stars winning or not Stars, Oilers winning in 7. I think they're an overall better team. With Dallas Stars do have their weapons. Used to be the Minnesota North Stars, if you didn't know that.
Little fun fact.
Go ahead.
Okay, so I also have the 4 seed Stars versus the 5 seed Oilers. I actually have this one going into 4 games, though, with the Oilers taking it. I think the Oilers might go on a little bit of a run and just really start beating some teams. I think that the Stars, once again, like you said, without practice, won't play as well. Yeah, I just think the Oilers will take this one.
All right.
So the next one is, for me at least, is the 3 seed Vikings. Wow.
Wrong sport there, buddy.
Wrong sport. Is the 3
Like the Tennessee Texans.
The Tennessee Texans.
If you don't get that, watch our last podcast.
Yes, the first podcast. Anywho, the Vegas Golden Knights versus the 6 seed Nashville Predators. I had this one going into 5 games. I have the Golden Knights moving on. I think the Golden Knights, they had a Stanley Cup run 2 years ago, I believe, or was that?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, it was 2 years ago because the Blues won it last season. I believe the Golden Knights could also go on a run. I don't think the Predators will be able to keep up with them, and I think they'll win a game, but that's about all they'll get to.
All right. I have the Predators and the Golden Knights also going to 5, but I have the Predators winning.
Okay.
I have the Predators winning. You forget that the Predators went on a Stanley Cup run 3 years ago
Yes.
versus the Penguins.
And guess who won that one?
The Penguins. Guess who won the one against the Golden Knights? Unfortunately, the Capitals.
Yeah, we don't need to talk about that one.
Yeah, I kind of wanted the Golden Knights to win, but unfortunately they went. They lost.
Yeah.
The Golden Knights went 39, 32, and 8. To put that together, they're 39 and 40. Okay, they're 39 and 40. I do think they have a good team. Marc-Andre Fleury is known for struggling in the playoffs.
What are
he
you
gets
talking about?
What do you mean? What am I talking about?
What about the Detroit?
That was also 2007 and 2008. Since then, he's struggled in the playoffs.
He beasted it for the Vikings. Wow.
Oh my god.
He beasted it for the Knights 2 seasons ago.
2 seasons
I don't know
ago,
about last season. He could have screwed up last season.
Yeah, he screwed up. The only time when he is good in the playoffs, he makes it to the Stanley Cup. But usually he's not good. The only times it's when he's good, he'll go on a Stanley Cup run. But when he's not good, it's
bad.
Not promising. Yeah. Marc-Andre Fleury, by the way, is my favorite player of all time.
Agreed.
Really?
Yes.
Cool.
Him or Crosby.
All right, moving on. No, I like Fleury. I just like Fleury because he's cool.
He's cute.
He's a cool guy.
All right.
Next, the Canucks at the 2 seed Avalanche. I have this game going into 4 with the Avalanche coming out the winners. I could see after the Canucks having a good run in 4 with the Wild, I could see them coming out and with all their confidence, where they'll just lay low, and Avalanche will take advantage of that the first 2 games, and then the Canucks will lose all their confidence and lose the next 2 games. I do think the Avalanche have just the overall better team. They're going 42, 28, and 8. So if you put the 28 and 8 together, 42 and 36. I really, really like that.
Okay. Cool. So, I have the 2 seed Avalanche versus the 10 seed Wild. I have this one going into 5 games, and I had the Avalanche coming out on top. I don't think the Wild will be able to upset the Avalanche on this one. They had a pretty good upset in their last game against the Canucks, but the Avalanche are going to beat them in 5. They'll try and put up a fight, get a win, try and get another one. They'll get really close. One will go into overtime. But the Avalanche is going to take this one in 5. 5. All right.
5. Okay, let's move on.
So on to the next game. It is the 1 seed Bruins versus the 9 seed Blue Jackets. I have this one in 4 games, and I have the Bruins winning it. The Blue Jackets, for me, got their 2nd ever playoff win in this. Maybe 3rd. I could be mistaken on that. But I don't think they're going to make their first Stanley Cup. I think the Bruins are the better team here and deserve to go and will sweep the Blue Jackets in this one, and I think that is how that one will go.
All right, so I have the 1 seed Bruins versus the Maple Leafs, and I have the Bruins winning in 6. I think the Maple Leafs will put up a good fight for 2 games before the Bruins just take them. Tuukka Rask is just too good of a player to let up that, especially against a team like the Maple Leafs. They are 44, 26, and 12. Put that together, they're 44 and 38. And I just think the Bruins will take this one. On to the next one. I have the Penguins at the 4 seed Flyers. The rivals of the Flyers and the Penguins. They've always been rivals for as long as the 2 franchises have been alive. I do have this one going to 7 because of their rivals. I think both teams will put up a good fight, but I do have the Penguins taking this in 7. Not easy for the Penguins, but I think they'll get it. 41, 28, and 7. Put that together, 41 and 35. I just think since, like the Stars, the Flyers will not have as much practice as the Penguins, and the Penguins will come out and take it in 7 and go to the next round.
All right, cool. I also have the 4-seed Flyers versus the 5-seed Penguins. I have this one going into 6 games, though, with the Penguins winning. I think the Flyers really just weaseled their way into that 4-seed. If there was more games, I think the Penguins would have shot up there for sure. But the Penguins will take this one in 6. The Flyers will put up a fight because this is a rivalry series. But the Penguins will overtake the Flyers in this one and take it in 6. Alright. So the next game for me is the 3-seed Capitals versus the 6-seed Hurricane. I have this one in 5 games. I have the Capitals winning this. I think the Capitals with Ovechkin still pretty solid. Hurricanes won't be able to keep up, and I think 5 games is how this one will end. Yeah, that's all I gotta say. Go ahead.
Alright, so next for me is also the Hurricanes and the Capitals. I have this one going to 6. But guess what? Upset time. I have the Hurricanes taking this in 6 against the Capitals. I think that Alex Ovechkin will try so hard that he'll end up thinking himself out, and he'll be stressed out and he won't play as good because he wants another Stanley Cup. And I think Hurricanes will take advantage of that, and they will go and move on in 6. Again, tough games. Maybe only winning by like 1 or 2 the games that they do win, and maybe only losing by like 1 or 2 the games they lose. But I do think the Hurricanes will take this. And also the Capitals went 41, 28, and 8. Also going 41 and 36 if you put the 2 together.
Mm-hmm.
All right, next is the Panthers at the 2-seed Lightning. Versus the 2-seed Lightning, not at the 2-seed Lightning. I have this one going in for the Lightning. I think after the Panthers upset against the Islanders that they'll let it go. I think everyone will expect like, oh yeah, those Florida Panthers will destroy those Lightning, and then I think the Lightning will come back and just and I think the Lightning will take it in 4, with the Panthers not even coming close in a game. With people like Steven Stamkos is very good. They went 43, 27, and 6. You put that together, they're 43 and 33. And yeah.
All right. Hello, everybody. Sorry for the jump cut. We had to go get lunch and take Editor Chives to the airport, so you won't be hearing any more of him. He went back to his home state of Wisconsin, and we hope he does good there and has a safe flight. But if you hear any weird noises in the background, that is our dog cat Schnebbin that we mentioned at the beginning. If he starts acting up, I might have to take him out. Never know. Take him out to go to the bathroom. But other than that, we should be able to jump right back into it. And
if you hear any munching, well, it's my lunch.
Alright. Yes, like we said, we just got lunch.
Yeah.
So, where we left off was I was about to say the 2-seed Lightning versus the 7-seed Islanders for me. I have this one in 5 games.
Panthers for me.
And I have the Islanders upsetting the Lightning. I think the Islanders could steal this one and beat the Lightning, who don't have a good playoff reputation, I should say. Last season, they got swept by the Blue Jackets, and they were the first seed, so that was tough for them. But I don't think they'll be able to beat the Islanders in this one, and I have the Islanders taking it in 5. All right. On to the next one. We are starting the quarterfinals. What's that? You did. Okay. Moving on to the quarterfinals. It will be, for me, it is the Blues versus Oilers. And I have this one going into 7 games. But I have the Oilers actually taking this one over the Blues. I feel the Oilers are actually a very stout team. I think the Blues just, without practice, they did beat the Jets, so that was a little bit of practice. But I don't think they'll be able to get this one done over the Oilers, and I have this one, Oilers in 7 games.
All right, for me, I have the Blues versus Oilers also. I have this one going into 4 with the Blues coming out the victorious. I know Oilers are a very good team, but they're against the number 1 seed Blues. The Blues are, like, fantastic. So, excuse me. Edit that out, Editor Jives.
He likes to be a jerk.
Yeah. Editor Jives. Just be... Gosh darn it. Okay. So, yes. Moving on.
Alright, cool.
Next for me is the Avalanche and the Preds. I have this one going into 5 with the Preds coming out victorious. Now, the Preds are a very stacked team. They have good defense, good offense, and good goalie, and a very good goalie. And I just don't think that the Avalanche will be able to keep up with the Predators.
Alright. So, for me, I have the Golden Knights versus the Avalanche. I also have this one going into 7 games, but I have the Golden Knights taking this one. I think they have a overall better team than the Avalanche. Goalie Marc-Andre Fleury, like we were talking about earlier. Just really a stout, great team, and I think they will take this one over the Avalanche. Alright, also on to the next one. I also have this one in 7 games. All 3 of my games so far, quarterfinal games, have been in 7. This one is the Penguins versus Bruins. I have the Penguins taking this one because I feel the Bruins will screw up in this one, and it'll be a very hard-fought series where it's back and forth, but I think the Penguins will take it in the 7th game and move on to the semifinals.
Alright, for me, I also have the Bruins versus the Penguins. I also have this one going to 7. And I also have the Penguins winning. Yeah. I just really... I was going to say like I said, but what you guys don't know is that this is our 4th time filming this. We had a little bit of technical difficulties, so I'm not going to talk about that.
Editor Chives with the save there.
Yeah, hopefully.
Hopefully.
Yeah. I just feel like when the Penguins go on a streak, they can take it all the way. like you saw in 2016 and 17. and
A little rough over there.
what you saw in 2016 and 17, they got on a streak and they won the Stanley Cup both years. So I think they could possibly do that again if they go on a streak. And next, for me, is the Lightning versus the Hurricanes. I have this one in 5, and I have the Lightning coming out with winning this one. I just feel like the Hurricanes are not that good of a team compared to the Lightning, and I could see the Hurricanes maybe sneaking out like one win, but other than that, I feel like the Lightning will just dominate the series.
Okay. I have the Capitals and the Islanders in the fourth quarterfinal game, and I have this one in 4 games, my only one that's not 7 so far in the quarterfinals. I have the Capitals sweeping the Islanders because I feel Ovechkin and company will be able to beat the Islanders. I feel the Islanders have a decent team, but won't be able to get past this point. They made a nice run, though, being the 7th seed, and I think this is where their road ends in 4. Okay, so moving on to the semifinals, I have the Oilers versus the Golden Knights, and I have this one in 6 games, with the Oilers taking it, and they're going to the Stanley Cup Finals. I think that the Golden Knights have a good team. So do the Oilers. I feel the Oilers will take this one in 6, though. Connor McDavid and company going to the Stanley Cup Finals.
All right. For me, I have the Blues and the Preds. I have this one going to 6 games, with the Blues going to the Stanley Cup Finals. I just feel like, I think the Preds will give them a good fight, try to get revenge, or just try to win that Stanley Cup that they didn't win in 2017. Try to get to the Stanley Cup Finals and try to win. But I think the Preds will get them a good fight, but I think the Blues will ultimately come out victorious. Alright. Next, I have the Penguins versus the Lightning. I have this one going to 5, with the Penguins coming out victorious, going to the Stanley Cup Finals. I do feel like the Lightning will put up a good fight, but I think since the Penguins have already been on a streak, that they'll go even harder and win it in 5 against the Lightning. Lightning may get like 1 win at the beginning, but I just don't think they'll be able to do it against the Penguins.
Alright. So, for me, it is the Penguins versus the Capitals. I have this one in 5 games, and it is going to the Penguins. I feel that Ovechkin won't be able to keep up with the Penguins, and I'm only saying Ovechkin because he's basically the only one I know on the Capitals. I feel that Crosby, Gensel, all the above, will take this one in 5, maybe a little bit generous amount of games, but I don't think the Capitals will be able to keep up, and I think the Penguins will take this in 5.
Okay, now, we'll do this next Stanley Cup at like the same time. So what game do we have ours going to? I have it going to 7.
I have it going to 7 as well.
So mine's the Blues and the Penguins. Yours is the Oilers and the Penguins.
Correct.
Who is the winner of yours?
The winner of mine, as much as it hurts me to say, is the Oilers.
Alright. The winner of mine, as much as it hurts me to say, is the Blues going to 7.
Oh.
Why don't you explain yours?
I feel that the Oilers, I don't know. I think they could definitely go on a big run here and take it all. 7 games definitely hurts me to say as a Penguins fan, especially in that 7th game. But I feel they have the better team, and they will take this one.
Mm-hmm. And you have both the 5 seeds going. The 5
Yes.
seed going to the
Correct.
Stanley Cup. I have the Blues winning because I feel like it's going to be a really good... I could honestly see Game 1 going to the Blues, 2 Penguins, 3 Blues, 4 Penguins, 5 Blues, 6 Penguins.
Mm-hmm. Back and forth.
A very back and forth Stanley Cup because I feel like they'll give them a good fight, but I think... Excuse me. Unfortunately, the Blues have a very good team, and they'll be able to win back-to-back Stanley Cups just like the Penguins did.
Alright. Cool.
Yep.
Anything else we want to talk about before we
Tune in.
wrap this up?
Tune in tomorrow, actually. We are going to be talking about baseball, who will win, who will not win, and baseball, will they come back, will they not come back, and we will also be talking about if they do come back, who will be the succeeders.
Alright, cool. Is that wrapping this one up?
But
Is that wrapping this one up?
Sure.
Alright, cool.
Keep it real.
Thank you. Yep, thank you guys for tuning in.
If you haven't,
Thanks for watching.
If you have any questions, email through Google. Send an email through Google to editorchives@gmail.com. And also check out the Bad Back Gardener and TMB Terror. Peace out.
See ya.